So, Tony, it's great to have you helping us with the Thought Leadership event, our resident thought leader at the Creative Destruction Forum.
It's the best, I love it.
Tell us a bit more about your background. What makes you the person to help us with this?
Lovely to ask me that question. I mean, I think since I started, when I started my career, I always had my downside, if you like, has always been that I'm a big picture thinker, and my learning normally is to actually go to the end and then work backwards. So I've always got books, looked at the end sort of events, and wanted to know what the story was. Not in fictional novels, but in learning, mapping the big system and then working through to minutiae is what I like to do. And so as a biologist and a scientist and a development person and a CEO and all the things that I've done, I've really been mostly interested in connecting the dots between all of those different events. So I've never really wanted to be one thing. I've wanted to see the entire picture. So I was lucky when I was at Roche to be given the opportunity to move around from discovery to marketing and then back to clinical. And you know, my professor when I was at college always encouraged me to have the big picture and to ask the questions rather than be what he would describe as a fisherman who would just go out and trawl the data. So I'm incredibly interested in joining the dots, and I think as we're entering a world more and more of where a lot of the tasks can be done by computers, having the big picture is the key. And I'm constantly trying to expand my picture by moving into different disciplines, whether it be in the arts, performance, acting, screenplay writing. It's all about the story, and I think as a scientist or a businessman or whatever I've been in my career, it's always been interesting. I'm more the guy who likes to tell the story and work out the story from the data rather than from being interested in the data. And I think there's clearly two sorts of scientists: those who like data and those who like storytelling. And I think that, as again, I would say the storytelling is the key part for raising money, and it's especially in a world where resources are very difficult to get hold of. So I think that our storytelling ability is central, and that's one of the things that we try and do in our events is to understand what storytelling is. And you know, Graham and I, who have been active together now for a lot of years, we started this with this idea of building community that was engaged in entertaining, interesting dialogue that could be highly supportive in a market which is very difficult to be differentiated, incredibly difficult to be differentiated. So that's our goal. Our goal is to help people differentiate, make contact, and build interesting discussions, which in my case will always be from the big picture down rather than up. So our format for our presentations often is big picture work to start with, contextualizing the problem or the technology or the ideas. Then we move into sort of this idea of having some people who are maybe in the political stratosphere of that ecosystem. They might be Oxford or Cambridge Dons or somebody. And then we like to finish off with boots on the ground, which are companies that are actually trying to work out what they should do in their businesses. So we get this mixture, we get this funneling down from the big picture to the politics to the businesses, and that's what we've been very successful in doing up to now.
Lovely. Well, thanks very much for that, Tony.
A real pleasure, and look forward to seeing you again.
Okay.
Ciao for now.
Bye.